Hey man, how's it going? Oh, what's up? I'm just playing some World's Hardest Game. Dude, no way, I used to play that game all the time when I was a kid. It's fun, but I really wish it had more gameplay variety.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
About what?
You just said you wish the World's Hardest Game had twerking gorillas.
Oh, huh. I did, didn't I?
What is wrong with you? What does that even mean?
I don't know. I mean, this game's fine and all, but I really think some booty-shaking apes would make it a whole lot better. Why, do you have a suggestion?
Of course not! Why would you even... Actually, I think I have the perfect game recommendation for you.
Welcome back to Alf Time, everyone. Today we're talking about the only World's Hardest game-like to feature gorillas that haul tush. I am, of course, referring to Kuru Kuru Kururin for the Game Boy Advance. This hidden gem was never released in the United States until it came out for the Wii U Virtual Console in 2016. It's now playable for Switch on NSO, but I hadn't heard of it until very recently. It's adorable, nerve-wracking, and relaxing all at the same time. Did this weird little bird guy make my heart spin out of control? Let's talk about it. Kuru Kuru Kururin is a sort of action puzzle game that revolves around one simple mechanic. You are a spinning bar now. I know you had dreams and ambitions, but you are a little spinning bar now. You have digital movement control in 8 directions and a sort of speed toggle, but you'll always be spinning. You can't slow down, speed up, or stop, you're just rotating forever. Your job then is to navigate your gyrating self from the start to the end of each level. They're full of tight spaces though, and if you bump into the walls at any point, you take damage. 3 hits and you're done, and there are no checkpoints. Thankfully, the longer levels all have a few of these little heart pit stops. They fill your health back up, but you still have to try each level from the beginning if you die after a refill. Lastly, while you can never stop spinning, many levels have these blue springs strategically sitting on the side. If you bump into one of them properly, you'll reverse the direction of your spin. This is very often necessary to fit around certain curves and gaps. And honestly, that's really every game mechanic in Kuru Kuru Kururin. The game has a couple dozen levels, and you play through all of them using those fundamentals on your way to the end. Rarely have I seen any game take such a simple basis and really squeeze out all of its potential. The levels scale up in complexity with remarkable efficiency, and I feel like every idea really got to explore its full extent. The early levels all feature varying degrees of, ooh, that was a tight turn, and by the end of the game you're dodging cannonballs while double bouncing off springs and wondering which way is up in some giant maze. And did I mention that this game is hard? Like, sometimes really, really hard. The last several levels are absolutely grueling, especially if you don't use save states, which of course I never did. It gave me similar feelings to those I'd get from a game with really challenging boss fights. Sometimes I probably spent close to an hour grinding a really hard level, and the payoff when I finally beat it was truly glorious. The long levels, tight gameplay, and lack of checkpoints really make this game a challenge, but I think it goes a little deeper than that. It's a GBA game, so it only takes 8 directions of D-pad movement inputs. In a really tight space, such as the whole game, this system feels a bit lacking. I really believe that full analog movement controls would have made this game less frustrating at times. Also, the springs can be a bit finicky. Instead of a simple automatic toggle, they behave like real objects in the world. You have to hit them at the proper time and angle to actually reverse the direction of your spin. I admire how concrete this feels, but I still found myself awkwardly bumping back into a spring right away when I didn't want to and dying more often than I would have liked. The game is pretty short, and I do appreciate its high difficulty, but it could get just a hair frustrating every now and again. Speed is another interesting element of Kuru Kuru Kururin's gameplay. You can hold A to instantly boost your movement speed, but this is rarely if ever required to make it through a level. The main reason you'd want to do this is simply to go faster. You're always being timed, and it's fun to compete against the game's built-in fastest records for each level. Bumping into a wall, in addition to damaging you, also adds a 3-second ding to your timer. I have to ask, what absolute gamer did they have at the studio setting these record times? I don't think I've ever beaten the first place time on a level in this game, even once. I know I'm terrible at video games, but I'm usually thrilled to clear a level at all. How in the world did someone beat each level this fast? I digress. Speedrunning is always fun to me, and replaying levels to get the fastest time surely adds a lot of replayability to this fairly short game. The levels and gameplay make up 99% of Kuru Kuru Kururin, but there is a cute little story wrapping up the whole experience. You play as a bird named Kururin, who's the helicopter pilot of your spinning bar. Evidently, this is where the title of the game comes from. Kuru Kuru is a Japanese onomatopoeia that indicates something spinning, and Kururin is this guy's name. Kururin is on a mission to save his brothers and sisters, who are all strewn across the game's various levels. At least I think that's what's happening. There are hardly any cutscenes, and all the dialogue is pretty choppy. The translation into English is endearingly clunky, presumably because the game was only brought to the US 15 years after it released. You hunt for your brothers and sisters through 10 themed worlds, and it's all very sweet and endearing. These heartwarming family reunion cutscenes between cute birds really contrast with the angry curses I kept shouting at these ruthless gauntlets. All in all, I think Kuru Kuru Kururin is a fun little game. It's got a unique premise, a cute story, and a richly designed series of levels. Sometimes you're clenching your butt near the end of an extra tricky stage, and sometimes you're shouting with victory as you watch Kururin bring his little sister safely back home. It's truly the most intense, chill game you've never heard of. Also, it's got some of the best music I've heard in a while. I would compare many of its tracks to Stardew Valley and Super Mario RPG, which is high praise. I'll be putting this game's music in the background of my videos for a very long time. If you want to play it, it's on Switch Online for Game Boy Advance. If you don't have access to that, do not ask me what happens if you Google Play Kuru Kuru Kururin. I will not tell you. Anyway, thanks to M4M4 for being the winner and only participant in my Mario Maker 2 contest. M4M4 picked this video idea for the grand prize and introduced me to Kuru Kuru Kururin for the first time. Have a great day.
So, do you like the game? Come on, man, we're not doing this.
Doing what?
That storytelling convention where we have to wrap up the video with a live-action sketch just because that's how we started it?
I don't know. Maybe we could. We should.
Maybe we're not so much alike.
That could be our catchphrase. You're the grumpy one.
Coming at you!